Hey everyone, I'm Elise, the occupational therapist making stroke information simple. And today I'm going to show you some simple shoulder exercises and activities that you can do at home to continue your recovery. Today's video is for survivors with at least some level of shoulder movement. Even if you can feel those muscles contracting, you can still try to do some of these exercises. Shoulders are really key to arm and hand recovery. There's a saying in the therapy world you may have heard before: proximal stability for distal mobility, which broken down basically means that the larger muscles closer to our body need to be strong and stable in order to support the mobility of the muscles further away from the body. Okay, so let's start with some basic exercises you can do sitting or standing. The first basic exercise is elevation and depression. Try to bring both of your shoulders up to your ears and then push them down towards the ground. Up to your ears and down to the ground. You may find that your affected shoulder lags behind a little bit, and that's okay. The point is to get you moving, get your brain making those connections, and strengthening up those shoulder muscles. The second basic exercise is protraction and retraction. Protraction is the act of pushing your shoulders forward to the front of your body. Retract your shoulders by trying to pinch your shoulder blades or scapula together. Imagine that someone has put a pencil between your scapula and you're trying to hold it in place when you retract them. Push your shoulders forward and pinch your shoulder blades together. Our scapula move in a lot of different directions, and they're really important in shoulder stability. The shoulder and the scapula work together to move the arm, so it's important to incorporate scapular strengthening exercises into your routine if you have arm and hand weakness. The last basic exercise is shoulder circles. Shoulder circles are a great exercise because they target a lot of different muscle groups. Roll your shoulders in a circular motion, either forward or backward. You don't have to do this quickly. Take your time, and remember it's okay if your affected shoulder isn't quite getting the movement right. Now let's move on to some more advanced shoulder exercises. The first advanced exercise is shoulder flexion. Shoulder flexion is the movement of raising our arm directly in front of us. Stand or sit in a chair without arms and raise your arm straight up to about the level of your shoulder. Keep your thumb pointed toward the ceiling and try your best to keep your arm straight. But if you're dealing with increased muscle tone or spasticity and your elbow wants to bend, that's okay. If the first version of this exercise was too hard or caused pain, here's a modified version. Lay on the couch or bed on your unaffected side. Bring your affected arm out in front of you and then back to your body. This modification helps to reduce the amount of resistance put on your arm by gravity so you can get more movement. The second advanced exercise is shoulder abduction. Shoulder abduction is the movement of raising our arm out to the side of our body. Stand or sit in a chair without arms and raise your affected arm out to your side. Keep your thumb pointed up towards the ceiling and try your best to keep your arm straight. But again, it's okay if your elbow wants to bend. This exercise may be a little harder than the first one. Remember to not push through pain if it reaches a moderate level. We don't want any injuries. If the first version of that exercise was too hard or caused pain, here's a modified version. Lay on your back and bring your arm out to your side, keeping your palm to the ceiling. Out to your side and back to your body. The last advanced exercise is shoulder external rotation. Shoulder external rotation is the movement we use to wave hello and touch the back of our head. External rotation is often impaired after having a stroke. For this exercise, stand or sit in a chair without arms. Raise your arm, elbow bent, as if you are about to wave to someone you know. If the first version was a little too difficult, here is a modified version. Keep your elbow in at your side and pull your forearm away from your body. Then bring it back in as if you were about to pat your stomach. The key to making this movement about the shoulder is to keep your elbow at your side the best that you can. The last section is daily activities that incorporate shoulder movement. The first activity is putting on a seatbelt. For this activity, you can either pretend to do this in sitting or standing, or you can actually do the activity while sitting in your car. Just make sure that you're using your affected hand and arm while doing it. The second daily activity is hair brushing. Start by using your affected arm or hand to brush your hair on the opposite side of your head. If you have difficulty with grip or a lack of hair, you can just mime the overall action. Once you've practiced for a bit on the opposite side, brush the hair on the same side as your affected arm. The last daily activity is reaching. For this activity, you can practice reaching into kitchen cabinets or a refrigerator. Make this activity harder or easier by reaching to higher shelves or lower shelves. If you're working on grip as well, practice grabbing actual items from the fridge and putting them back in, or even move items from a higher shelf to a lower shelf, or vice versa. Okay everyone, that's it for today. I hope you found this video helpful. In addition to my YouTube videos and blog, I also send out free quick tips 5 days a week directly to your inbox. If you're interested, I'll leave a link in the description below. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications on when I post new videos. I'll see you next time.